Hey everyone, I'm David Finz, and on this episode of the Cyber Insurance Imperative, we're going to discuss the Federal Trade Commission's new push into cybersecurity and data privacy, and what it could mean for American businesses. Let's start by understanding what the mission of the FTC is and what stage they're at in the process. The FTC has often been referred to as America's consumer watchdog. They have broad enforcement authority over the conduct of interstate commerce, and they've been able to assert that authority on the basis of preventing companies from engaging in unfair trade practices. Simply put, if a business acts unscrupulously towards its customers, it gives them an unfair advantage over their more ethical competitors. By going after these unscrupulous businesses, the reasoning goes, the FTC levels the playing field and ensures that businesses aren't incentivized to be shady, thereby benefiting consumers. So, how does the FTC come up with the rules for businesses to follow? Well, like most federal agencies, they propose regulations and ask for feedback from their stakeholders. But before they even put pen to paper, they give what is known as advance notice of proposed rulemaking, a phase of the process where they solicit input from the public as to the issues that need to be tackled and what shape these regulations ought to take. And that's where things stand right now with this initiative. Now, you may remember from your history classes that the great theologian Martin Luther wrote the 95 Theses, a series of propositions meant to spark debate within the church, and which led to the Protestant Reformation. Well, not to be outdone, the FTC came up with its 95 questions in the advance notice of proposed rulemaking, which is likely to set off a whole new era of regulation. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to read you the 95 questions here. You can download them from ftc.gov if you'd like. But the advance notice, which passed by a vote of 3-2 along partisan lines, focuses on four main areas. What measures should be put in place by businesses to protect the security and confidentiality of consumer data? How detailed do these rules need to be? Can the FTC learn anything from how other federal laws, such as the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act and Gramm-Leach-Bliley, address this issue? And should the Commission require businesses to certify their data security measures? And who should be responsible for setting the standards for businesses to follow? Reaction from the two Republican commissioners who voted against the issuance of the advance notice was less than enthusiastic. One noted that the FTC's initiative could derail efforts to achieve a bipartisan consensus in Congress around privacy legislation. But given the Democratic majority on the Commission, it's safe for businesses to assume that some form of regulation by the FTC will come to pass. Now, it remains to be seen what these data security measures will look like and how aggressive the FTC will be in terms of enforcement. But there are things businesses can and should be doing right now to gear up for the coming regulatory storm. Businesses should have established procedures in place for the collection, handling, retention, and disposal of consumer data. They should only collect what they need, not share that data without the consumer's consent, and be prepared to delete it upon request. If the data is managed by a third party, such as a payment processor or cloud storage provider, the business should become familiar with the security measures their partners have in place and what remedies are available under the party's contract in the event of a breach. Most of all, businesses should make sure that they are encrypting sensitive data so that it's protected if it gets into the wrong hands, and backing up their data so that it can be recovered quickly when faced with a business interruption or ransomware attack. Even with the most robust data security measures, no business is immune from a regulatory inquiry. That's why it's critical to check your cyber insurance policy to confirm that it provides coverage for the defense of any regulatory proceeding, not just those precipitated by a data breach. Many policies contain exclusions for antitrust or unfair trade practice claims, so make sure that this wording can't be used to decline coverage for one of these FTC actions. And lastly, your policy should provide coverage for regulatory fines and penalties to the extent that these are insurable by law in the jurisdiction most favorable to the insured. If you'd like a copy of our white paper discussing coverage currently available in the market, you can DM me on LinkedIn or email me at david.fins@alliant.com. educating our clients about the cyber insurance marketplace is just one more way that Alliant helps you find the more rewarding way to manage risk. Thanks for watching.